Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a little look at the weather for the second half of June and into the end of June in this video, because I still think that despite the very cool and wet and disturbed weather that we've been having recently, I do still think that the weather is going to improve once we get through to the latter stages of June, with high pressure beginning to take over, bringing warmer, drier weather. Now, before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. That usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos here at GavsWeatherVids.com. Please play those video ads, because you'll be supporting GavsWeatherVids.com by doing that. So, starting off as usual with the 500 millibar height anomaly charts, and we've got the ECMWF here on the left, but GFS is on the right. 500 millibars, 18,000 feet, as you know by now, of course, is important because that's the area in the atmosphere where we have high pressure and low pressure developing, and then it's those areas of high pressure and low pressure areas being moved around by the jet stream running above. That gives us our weather. So this is the anomaly from the ECMWF at 500 millibars for 8 to 10 days time, and you can see that the ECMWF this morning is still keen to have some below average heights just to the west and the northwest of the British Isles, but this is quite a weak anomaly here. This isn't a strong anomaly, so actually heights are very much near normal really around the northwest of Europe. And we've got this big area of above average heights developing to the east. Notice as well that the lines here are spacing out. This is indicating that we're starting to lose the jet stream running across the country, and actually signs with this green line here that the jet stream is beginning to push to the north of the country. So this is just the start, I think, of seeing that the weather should be starting to settle down in 8 to 10 days time, with pressure anomaly very much near normal, with lost the big trough, the big area below average heights that we have been experiencing and will still be experiencing in the next few days. Having a look at the GFS, and that's even better than the ECMWF. There's no below average heights showing up here across the northwest British Isles. Heights are actually very much near normal, and even more signs with this that we're pushing the jet stream to the north of the country. And we can see that with this green line here, pushing the jet stream to the north of the country. And this blue area here around Greenland, this indicating below average heights setting up around Greenland. And that's really what we're looking for to get warm weather, to get high pressure in the summer. We want to develop below average heights around Greenland, low pressure around Greenland, and push the jet stream to the north of the country. And then underneath that jet stream, underneath the low pressure over Greenland, we tend to build high pressure. You can see a big area of high pressure, big area of above average heights building to the east of the country. I think what will happen is that we'll push the jet stream to the north, we'll set up low pressure over Greenland, and then that high pressure to the east will start to ridge our way, and we'll probably build a high pressure in from the Atlantic as well, generally settling things down. So those anomaly charts are indicating that things are beginning to go in the right direction now if you're looking for a warmer, drier, settled end to June. Now this is the weekly 500 millibar anomaly from the Beijing Climate Centre. This is showing that the latest anomaly forecast for the week from the 11th of June to the 20th of June. So it's for the coming week actually, and we can see that we've got below average heights here, really very well below average heights across many parts of British Isles. Hardly surprised because it's very unsettled at the moment, and we've got another big area of low pressure to come at the weekend. So yes, we've got below average heights here around the British Isles and west of Europe for the next week at least. But if we go on to the second anomaly chart, and this is taking us for the week from the 21st of June to the 30th of June, we can see that there's a complete flip around here. We're going to above average heights, or certainly near normal, to slightly above average heights around the British Isles. So the change from the week from the 11th to the 20th, which is this chart here, to the 21st to the 30th, is really quite dramatic indeed, and that is indicating, I think, that again we're building up heights, we're building up high pressure around the northwest of Europe and certainly around the British Isles. And if we go on to the next anomaly chart, which is for the first week of July. Actually, this is from the 1st of July to the 7th of July. We can see that we've still got the above average heights there around the British Isles and stretching into much of northern and central Europe as well, very much indicating above average heights, although heights are lowering in the Atlantic again, so that would probably be implying that we're beginning to see low pressure trying to cut in from the south. But in any case, this is an indication that we're going to lose the low pressure for the final week to 10 days of June, and we're going to build in some high pressure. It's further evidence of that taking place. So finally, having a quick look at the pressure charts from Wetter Central, see how this is working out in terms of weather. This is the JFS pressure chart for a week's time, Tuesday the 19th of June, 8 days time. So we're under a bit of a ridge of high pressure there. Already a bit of a ridge is beginning to build up from the southwest. If we go further out into the 22nd of June, we've got an area of high pressure. We haven't seen one of them for quite a long time, an area of high pressure over the British Isles. Still perhaps bringing in a few showers to the south, but really this is settling things down quite nicely. Notice the lines are going to the north of the country, isobars. That's indicating the jet stream is setting up to the north of the country, so high pressure is developing underneath. And as we go into the ECMWF model for 8 to 10 days time, well, remember this wasn't quite as good on the anomaly chart, so you expect these pressure charts not to be as good, and indeed for 8 days time, Tuesday the 19th of June, it isn't as good, with still under a bit of a trough there, so still some showers, and it's quite cool as well. But as we go out towards Friday between 2nd of June, so 10 days time, we're starting to see signs of high pressure ridging in. Still really low pressure is in control for Scotland, but the high pressure is beginning to ridge in to the south of the country, starting to settle things down. And for the GEM, the Canadian model, well, we've still got a bit of a trough there for 8 days time, but in 10 days time, high pressure is very much starting to come on the scene. This is still quite cool because high pressure is mainly centred at the west of the country, so we're still generally in a northerly flow, but nevertheless it's an improvement. It's signs of high pressure beginning to build in. So the evidence really with this is that we are starting to look at high pressure coming along for the final week to 10 days of June, settling things down and quite possibly starting to warm things up as well. This could all play out very, very similar to what we saw in the final week to 10 days of May. It's a very similar situation really, with a flip around occurring in the final stages of the month, although perhaps not the sign that it's going to get as warm as it did in the final week to 10 days of May. I'm not really seeing that signs of a heat wave yet, but certainly high pressure coming in, and that's good news for June. It means there'll be more sunshine, means it'll warm up a bit, and it should dry out as well. But before we get to that, before we can think of that, just want to leave you with the pressure chart that we're looking at for the weekend, for Friday and into Saturday. A great big dartboard area of low pressure stuck slap bang over the top of the British Isles, 995 millibars, so very low pressure. Yet again, it's going to be very, very wet, windy and very cool as well for Friday and into the weekend. So before we can think of settling down and warming up, we're looking at more very cool and wet weather Friday and the weekend. I'll be looking at that in more detail in the 5-day forecast tomorrow, so come back for that. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching.